Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. I am, or I should be, on my way back home from Florida right now. Almost home. Do appreciate your prayers, and you guys have reached out to me this week. I just want to go over just self-reliance. How important that is, seeing that down in Florida, people who were not as self-reliant as they should be. We have given away all of our self-reliance. We've given away our independence in return for comfort and just convenience. We've given away so much in the name of convenience and low prices. We really need to seriously rethink all of this. We need to be rethinking growing our own food. We need to be rethinking about how we build our relationships with stores as opposed to building our relationships with like-minded farmers in the local area. We need to take back our supply chains from being all the way around the world to taking back our supply chains to being as local as possible. Yes, I have a fracking platform that is like half a mile from my house, probably. It doesn't make sense that my gasoline comes from Texas or whatever. You know, oil's coming out of the ground like right there, and natural gas is coming out of the ground right there. You know, why don't we have things shorter? Why don't we have food that is grown locally, that is eaten locally? Why don't we have industries that are in the United States selling things to people in the United States? It's not like we can't make shoes. It's that we don't want to be locked up in camps making shoes. And that's understandable, but we shouldn't really tolerate other countries that do lock people up into camps and make them make shoes. Or at least we shouldn't tolerate the companies that collaborate with those countries that do that. We need to be seriously considering who we give our money to with products. And, you know, obviously asking the question, what is money in the first place? Is it an exchange of value? If it is, we should store it in things of value. We should be able to exchange that for products and services that are of equivalent value, and it would be nice to do so privately without government butting their nose into what's going on. And we want to be able to barter with neighbors and friends and everything like that without actually having to deal with government entities telling us whether we have to boil milk at certain temperatures or whether we have to process things in certain ways. There are things that we need to do for ourselves, that we don't have the nanny state getting its nose in the way, telling us how to do, what to do, why to do. Friends, you and I are grown-up adults. Or at least most of you are. If you're not a grown-up adult, well, become one, right? It's great. Become a grown-up adult that takes care of yourself. And I think that most of us who are watching this video are adults that are grown up, that take care of ourselves. But I think that when we really start thinking through things, we are disconcertingly dependent upon other people whom we've never met, who really don't care about us in any way, shape, or form. People who live in countries that do not like us. And yet they provide vital services for us that we cannot do for ourselves anymore. And those are hard things that we need to discuss as a society, that we need to discuss as individuals. We need to discuss them because we need to change. We need to not be so dependent upon other people in other places who don't even like us to provide us with things that we desperately, desperately need in order to make everything else function. Back a while ago, we started having these conversations about oil, that everything we needed was based on oil. And yet we're getting all of our oil from people over in the Middle East. And we were dependent upon them. The person who has what everyone else needs is the one that everyone is dependent upon. And we often like to think of ourselves as the people who have the power because we have the money. But the simple fact is, it's the people that have the stuff that we're exchanging money for. They're the ones with the power. What happens when they decide that they want to shut down cities? When they don't want to ship anything over to us anymore? What happens when they want to jack the prices up to ridiculous levels, and we realize that there's only one factory on the whole planet that actually makes that product. And that factory has just decided that the price of this product is now double what it was yesterday. We need to seriously consider becoming as self-sufficient as possible, whether that's in energy, whether that's in food production, whether that's in all of the above. Learning trades and skills that we can exchange for other people's value. Or where we don't need to spend our money in order to accomplish those things. Working on your own car, working on things around the home. We all kind of know that as kind of a duh thing way to save money. Simple fact is if you make money and then you try to spend it, you get taxed when you make it, and then you get taxed again when you spend it, at least here in the United States. If you're in other countries, you might just get taxed just when you spend it, but here we get taxed every time we breathe, and that's just the way things are. What do we do to get around that? Well, just make sure you don't make money, right? Have a different kind of wealth. Have a wealth of relationships with other people, and accomplish the things you need to accomplish without transferring it into money, basically. Do favors for people. Build relationships with people who can be a benefit to you, who you can be a benefit to them. Do all these things because being as self-sufficient as possible is more and more critical as these days go forward. All right, folks, if you found this video to be useful, helpful, you might want to check out this other video from me right here. Otherwise, I will see you later. Steve Poplar out. And we should be coming back from Florida, and you should be seeing me shortly. All right, folks, I look forward to seeing you in person, or at least back on the videos shortly. I appreciate your prayers and your support. Steve Poplar out.